Greetings to you all over the world from wherever you're watching us this evening. It feels good to be here to take you on a trip across the money-spinning world of sport. I'm Yemi Adebayo. As usual, like I say always, there's a lot to talk about in the amazing world of sports. The countdown to the AFCON qualifier between the Super Eagles and the Lone Stars of Sierra Leone begins. The 16 players in camp as we speak. We'll talk about that on the show tonight. We'll also of course, tell you what's happening here, talk about the Handball Premier League, talk about beach soccer also going on in Nigeria as the biggest piece of news in the sporting world, the resignation of the English Football Association chairman, talking about Clark, is what we're going to be talking about as well. Just a few hours ago, it was the FA chairman, some comments, and before you know it, he had to resign. We'll talk about that on the show as well. We'll also talk about international friends. There's a lot of mouth-watering clashes on the international scene. We'll talk about that all for you. Before I introduce my partner, or need I say partners, because we're also going to be linking up with our man in London. I also have someone with me here in the studio. Before I do all of that, let me bring you into all that we're doing on the show. As we have always said, you're an integral part of this show. This show doesn't exist without you. We are heavy on feedback. We'd love to know what you're thinking about the things we're talking about. So you can get across to us on Facebook, Channels for Sports. Get across to us on Twitter, channels _sports. That's how you can let your views be heard. And, of course, let us know the kind of issues you feel that needs to be talked about on the show. All right. There's also the ITTF World Cup is going to be coming up very soon in China. We're going to be talking about Haruna Quadri. As a matter of fact, that's what we're going to start the show with. Kehinde Idris is with me. I can't remember the last time we were on set together. Kehinde, it's good to have you join me on the show today.
We here. I think the last time was weeks ago on the morning show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the last time we shared studio. But it's good to be back after months, of the night program, and it just feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're back here today. So good to be here.
All right. Okay. So let's just dive straight into it. Let's talk about the 2020 ITTF World Cup that's going to be holding in China in 2 days' time.
Yeah.
And of course, Haruna Quadri leads a lot of African stars to that competition. And of course, Segun Toriola and Funke Oshunaike have been saying good things about him, and they're expecting him to shine right there in China. And, I mean, if Toriola and Oshunaike are saying something about somebody, I mean, they actually know what they're saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't come to me as a surprise to hear them say this much about Haruna Quadri.
Yeah, some persons would think they are just being patriotic, but no, it's not being patriotic because they are echoing what almost the entire world is saying. As much as probably is not in the top 20 right now, the entire top 20 players say almost the same thing about Haruna Quadri. Whenever they come up against him, it is not, it is never a funny showing. It gives them sleepless night because they understand this is a man who can shock them. You know, if you get to sleep anytime during the game, and also you were in the Portuguese league, you now move to the German league, which is like moving from some part of the world to another part in football, where people rate it as you're going higher in your craft. And that is how the Bundesliga for table tennis is in Germany. It seems a step higher compared to the Portuguese. So he's been doing that rise. And since he has fitted into the German Bundesliga, it's been rise and rise. Yes, he has not conquered the way probably the club and also the setup expected him to. But really, he has, surpassed some expectation, because they knew, okay, it is going to be stiff competition for Haruna Quadri. So build up to that. Now the whole pandemic and all of that probably is behind us. We want to have the World Cup. With all of those growth, sometimes setbacks are actually, very good. In the German Bundesliga, it seemed like he slowed down and all of that, but it's because because of the stiffer competition is getting there, and you need to raise the bar, and he has raised the bar, and that is why the likes of Shego Toriola, Funke Oshonaike, and so many other players around the world, Omar Osar, and also the brother, are talking about, looking at Aruna Kodri. So I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be the time we'll be talking about Aruna in another light entirely.
All right, let's look at the African representation.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it's going to be tough. You can't look past the Chinese. They invented the game.
The ping pong people.
They invented the game, but you look at, I mean, let's look beyond being Nigerians, but the African representation, how well do you think, you look at Saleh, you look at
Diao,
all of those other guys, then Aruna, I'm thinking Aruna is leading all the, the
he's
African
leading.
charge.
He's leading.
And I'm not just being patriotic.
No,
here.
you're not.
That's what
the,
I think.
ratings show it. The ratings show it. Omar Osar.
But what kind of representation do you think Africa will get?
I think it will be good. As much as sometimes you want to look at the world rankings and you want to flatter the entire Asia. It's not just Chinese. Even the Singaporeans are doing so well. Hong Kong, they are doing so well when it comes to table tennis. And then you want to talk about some other parts of Europe like the Germans and all of that. But this is a knockout game. Now, this is what table tennis, this is why it is very interesting. You sleep, you have a bad day, you're already out. It is not like football where you play one game, you might do reparation in the other game. This one, you get to play, you have an off day or a bad day, then the player who is having the good day is already moved to the next level, even if you are rated world #1. And that is where the cutting edge, the corners come from. Right. The likes of Diaoma, Osar, Ahon, Aruna Kodri will just be looking at, upping their game and hoping the other player gets to sleep during, plays.
All right, so that's it. All the best to Aruna Kodri and the other African stars that will be in China a couple of days from now for the ITF World Cup. All right, let's talk about the big one now. Let's talk about the AFCON qualifier, Nigeria against the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone. Let's quickly show to you the players in camp. A couple of players still being expected as we speak. I think we have about 16 players in camp. Let's quickly show you the list. There you have it. Let's start with Captain Ahmed Musa, William Troost Ekong, Alex Iwobi, Ola Ino, Joe Aribo, Leon Balogun, Kevin Akpoguma. You have Sebastian Osigwe. You have Saidu Sanusi, Tyrone Eboehi, Etebo Ogenekaro. You have Maduka Okoye, Ikechukwu Ezenwa, Chidozie Awaziem, Kelechi Iheanacho, and Emmanuel Dennis. These are the players in camp, and a few other players also being expected. All right, so that's the update on the camp of the Super Eagles. And it gives me a good opportunity to invite Austin Okonakman into the conversation and let him pitch in, and talk about what's going on. Austin, it's good to have you join us tonight. We've just spoken about the players in camp, the few players still being expected, and just about 3 days to the big one.
Good evening, Yemi. Good evening to our viewers, wherever they are in the world watching sports tonight. It's always a delight to be on this show, sharing news coming out of the camp of the Super Eagles. It's good to see the players, touching down right there in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Some few names, that will get you talking because we'd like to see them. I like the fact that Akpoguma is down there. He's one player I want to really see what he can bring to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I'm also looking out for Sanusi. And, some of the likes. I was hoping to see Frank Onyeka again, but sadly injury has knocked him out, and Shehu Abdullahi has been called up. But hey, this is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Always a delight to watch them. Let's see what they can do against Sierra Leone. The good thing is this competition is going to be stiff because Sierra Leone, they have said they are not going to respect the Super Eagles. And so Coach Gena Raw and his technical crew, they understand that this is not the days of, it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria, so we need to respect them and go out there to lose. Teams are now going for all the points in Africa. And so we should be having a good game on Friday. It's cheering news that some players have been able to make it because right here in Europe, some of the flights are being postponed or cancelled. So we'll do with what we have on ground and see if they can get the job done.
All right, so okay, so that's it. We're hoping, all of us hoping, fingers crossed, that they'll be able to get the job done. Kennedy and Austin, I want you both to listen to assistant coach and former Super Eagles captain Joseph Yobo, probably trying to calm our nerves, telling us what he expects from this game, and he also is fast to let us know that there are no minnows in football. But having said all of that, he still expects a good result in the game. So let's listen to assistant coach of the Super Eagles, Joseph Yobo.
This is a qualifying match that I think if we do very well in the both games, we'll almost be qualified for the AFCON. Big game, we expect big performance and very good results. Understand? So looking at it, if we have to do the math, then I think probably 4 points will get us through. But when you play at home, it's crucial. It is so important to play very well and to take the 3 points. Away from home, we always know, especially Sierra Leone, is a difficult place to go to. If I can remember correctly, the last time we were away in an AFCON or World Cup qualifying game to Sierra Leone was 2008, and it was very difficult. I think, someone told me that I scored the winner, the only goal. So, a difficult place to go to. But football has also changed. So, the first game is what is important. I try not to bother too much about the second game. All we have at this moment is the first game at home. So, we need to play very well, and our performance will get us the 3 points, I believe.
I mean, Joseph Yobo, saying the things you want to hear, the right words. I mean, if my memory is right as well, growing up, I remember a time, I think we wanted to qualify for 2002 World Cup. We played against them. Mohamed Kalon was on the team at that point, and there was some sort of overconfidence. You know, that we always had then. We had Liberia in our group, we had Sierra Leone in our group, and we also felt we're going to beat these guys. And I didn't get to see the game. Next thing you heard, they've beaten us. 2-1. But I like all the things Joseph Yobo said. Said, look, let's just think about Friday.
Yeah.
4 points might take us through, but let's not even start thinking about that.
Let's think about
play the game, and the fact that we're playing at home is crucial. The ball is in your court. Use it well.
Yeah, that's the simple message. Take it game by game. You have the home game first, which is as good, is a morale booster. You get to pick all 3 points. Then you take that to Sierra Leone, where they're already feeling, they must take, their home game too, which is a pressure on the team. So it's good what he's saying. And if you also go by another part of his speech right there, he said he can remember the game that ended 1-0. Where he got, that winning goal. And that is what it is. I think in the African terrain, because the Super Eagles are not so much of a physical team, there is always this struggle, competing against very physical teams.
Especially in the away games.
In the away games. And this is what Sierra Leone will be bringing. They won't put the ball on the ground for it to be fluid and all of that.
Do their best to
frustrate you. So it is always tough. But like we have established here, it should be game by game. Now you have the home game on Friday. Stick your plans to that. Pick all 3 points, and then we go to the next one.
All right. Let me just go to Austin now, and you listen to Joseph Yobo. He is a man you've spoken to a couple of times, and even before he came on to become the assistant coach of the Super Eagles. But I think he said the right things. And I don't know if you think there are other things that should be on our minds apart from the things that he has said.
Yeah, I think he said good things. After the show, I'll call him and say he shouldn't have mentioned 4 points because we don't want 4 points. Nigerians don't want to hear 4 points with Sierra Leone. But then I like the fact that he called it a big game. Very, very important. It's a big game. The mindset is very, very important, and that's what Joseph Yobo was trying to prove, that even when he was playing, Sierra Leone was a struggle. So you cannot bring any form of complacency to this match. So he'll be telling the boys that, look, what we are playing here, we're looking for a ticket. So let's go out there and get the ticket. And we need to do it over 2 legs. So let's go out there and give our best and get it. So I like the fact that I call it a big game. I love the fact that, this is a match that will also test some of the current players we're talking about in the Super Eagles. Joe Aribo is in fine form. Can he show it when he wears our national colors? We want to see. Kelechi Iheanacho is in fine form. Can he sustain the momentum? William Troost-Ekong is in fine form. Can he show it? So if they come together as a team, about 16 or 17 of them already on ground in Benin City. Look, it's time to bring back those good days. I see how you struggle to talk about how you felt in 2002 when whatever happened to the Super Eagles with Mohamed Kalou happened. That's way back. I can imagine how you feel if that same thing repeats itself with the current Super Eagles. So it's unthinkable. This is a very crucial match, and I think they are professionals. They understand the magnitude of the match, and they will go out there and make it mission accomplished by getting all 3 points.
All right, so that's it on the game. But let's talk about things that have happened outside of the pitch, but we're feeling the pinch. Let's talk about COVID-19, and as a result of COVID-19, the fans will not be allowed into the stadium. Not just the fans, the journalists, no one is spared because of the guidelines. And Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has been talking about the fact that the fans will be sorely missed in that game, that he would have loved to, see the fans do what they usually do for the Super Eagles, which is support them. But let's just quickly listen to the Super Eagles captain talk about that. Then we'll talk about how big of a miss the fans, the absence of the fans will be for us. But let's listen first to the Super Eagles captain, Ahmed Musa.
I think for me and for the team is a very sad moment because I think playing in Benin, in the hometown of my mom, I would love to see my family members to watch, but there's nothing we can do because of the situation in the country with the pandemic. So we have to play like that. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, inshallah, we're going to do our best to win the game. Like we know if we win those 2 games, we have already qualified to the AFCON. So we are doing all our best to qualify. And to the fans, we know what they need is just winning, and inshallah, we're going to do that.
All right. Ahmed Musa appears not too happy that the fans will not be there. Also, we're about to go on a break, but I need a quick response from you. How big of a miss? We always knew it was going to get down to this because of COVID. We always knew. But now it has happened. How big of a miss will it be not having the fans to cheer on our dear Super Eagles?
Huge miss, Yemi. Huge miss, and it doesn't come bigger than when you take it to Benin City. They've been itching to have the Super Eagles for a long time, and the Super Eagles have come to their stadium now, and they cannot be allowed to go in. It's painful for the fans, but let's see what this will mean for the Super Eagles, because these are the times we are in. You got to play football without the fans. So the more they play and understand that the fans can only root for them, either they do a virtual meeting place as we see in the English Premier League or the La Liga, where they will, cheer them and then they give their best. But it's painful. But I love the fact that we're respecting protocols. Remember, the virus is still out there. It's ravaging the world. We cannot fold our hands and act like it's gone. So it's good that we're practicing what they're practicing worldwide. Fans cannot come to the stadium. They've even said journalists can't come. It's okay. Everybody needs to understand that these are the times where we need, to be safety conscious. Don't miss the fans. Ahmed Musa just mentioned that's the state of his mother. And it would have been good to see the fans come out, but it's not happening. And we will play football, and hopefully they will make the fans happy wherever they stay to watch them.
Okay. All right. Kehinde, 30 seconds. Is it an equalizer? Some people say, well, it's going to affect the Eagles more. It probably would be in Sierra Leone's advantage that the fans are not there. But a quick yes or no, do you think it's an equalizer, makes it level, or it doesn't really matter for the Super Eagles?
It kind of makes it level. The fans, talking about the supporters club majorly, sing and shout all the way from the blast of the whistle till the end. And there is a way motivates, deep inside whenever you're there, even you as a fan. So it looks like
an equalizer.
Yeah, it might put us at par.
Might put us on the same level.
But we still should have that edge.
Okay. We're having a lively discussion in the studio. Unfortunately, some of the things we're saying, we might not be able to tell you. But, you said, and look, I agree with you that it might be an equalizer. The fans have a way of motivating you. Yeah. And they also have a way of putting you under pressure. When things don't go your way, I mean, you look at their faces, you look at the fact that they're saying, give
the things
us
they
goals.
are saying. That the Nigerian fan is even peculiar. We've got different songs or sayings for different times in the game.
A lot of musical
instruments, and each one, gives a message. Some will tell you that you're doing well. Some will tell you that we're not feeling what you're doing. Some will tell you you're doing well, but you need to put in a little bit more. Some will tell you you need one more goal. Some will tell you what time of the game you
Some
find
will
yourself.
leave you and start
And
supporting
start
your opponents.
supporting the all of this is a way it has shaped our teams over the years. And whether you like it or not, whether you were born when this whole thing started or you weren't, or you're a little boy now, you're 20 in the team, this has lived with us over the years, and everybody understands this. So reason why I'm seeing it as putting Sierra Leone, in some close contest with the Super Eagles. But, like I said, still, we should still have that
Quality
little,
should shine through.
man for man. We should.
All right, all right. So let's allow Austin join us in this conversation. Austin, some of us, I don't know, I'm trying to restrict myself, but some would not like to see some of the things that they saw in the friendlies, probably the game against Algeria. I mean, the total collapse of the midfield. Some would not like to see that. Do you think that having Etebo and Aribo, having those guys, we're not going to see any problems in that department?
Of course, Yemi. Don't forget, aside Etebo, we had most of our regulars missing in that match against Algeria. Put Wilfred Ndidi in that mix also that was missing. But the look and feel would change. That was a friendly match. This is a qualifying match. A ticket is at stake here. And we have said it that they cannot afford to be complacent. The midfield is the engine room. And we know that Etebo will come with a lot of good work rates. He's going to work those midfield very well, which is the heart of football. Aribo will bring him some level of creativity and offensive play. I think the Super Eagles will have this. They might not play the sort of football that some fans would expect, because we always want more when it's with the Super Eagles. But it will definitely be a better game than what we saw against Algeria, because, of course, this is not the Desert Foxes. This is Sierra Leone. And so it shouldn't be much of a walk. I'm not downgrading the Sierra Leoneans. They also have their quality in their own way. But I'm just saying that the look and feel will be different. Etebo is in the mix now. Aribo will be part of the match. The players will have the mentality that, look, we are going for something and we must get it. And also the look and feel are the two different objectives. That was a friendly match. This is one that will give them a ticket to a competition. So they will put in their best. Midfield will be crucial, and I'm sure Coach General will actually work his tactics around the midfield.
All right. As a follow-up to that, do you think we'll need to be patient? How much of patience do you think we're going to need? Because some people are already thinking that, we should blow these guys open first 10, 20 minutes, maybe we're a goal or two up. They should just start rolling over. But, some part of me thinks we might have to be patient in that game.
We need to be patient. It is what it is. Football has changed. The other day on the show, you listened to the guy from Sierra Leone saying that they are coming with the mindset to win. And right there, they're already winning before the match because they want to come to Benin City to win. Nigerians need to be patient. I know, just like Kende was saying, we have different type of fans. We have the ones that will say, who is Akpoguma again? What is he doing in the team? We have others that will say, Joe Aribo scored over the weekend, so he must score against Sierra Leone. Others will say, Kelechi Iheanacho again. But what we need to know is the times are changing. Football is also changing. And again, we have peculiar times before us right now. Whether or not you like it, COVID-19 has touched the psychology of a lot of these players. Even if they test all of the Sierra Leoneans, Alex Iwobi might be, this guy, I'm not sure, But as I said, they are professionals. They will go get the job done. We need to be patient. Coach General, at least, is no longer saying that it's a young team, but we know that they are still building. So let's take it one game at a time. They haven't played football for a long time, remember? So we try to judge them with the friendlies. We've assessed them with those friendlies. Let's see what they can do now with this double header with Sierra Leone, and then we'll take it up from there.
All right. You've been able to calm, probably calm some people down. But okay, let me come to you. Apart from seeing a good game, apart from the scoreline, are there other things that you would love to see? A good game, a good scoreline, maybe that's enough. But But are there other things?
No, there are other things, definitely. The new boys that will be joining up with the team, I want to see them, like the likes of, what's his name? Sanusi, he played the friendly. I want to see him, in a competitive game. Probably if the coach will put him in his lineup, it's the coach's decision. I want to see that. I want to see the goalkeeping department. Who mans the sticks? How will this person perform? Because right about this time, Okoye and Osigwe are the ones in camp. Let's see which of them, eventually makes it, and let's see how the showing will be. So I think man for man, I want to see how they turn out. I want to see the game tactics from the coach, talking about how he sets up and how the team changes shape if things are going this way, if things are going this way. How do you adjust to happenings during a game, or probably how do you adjust in different halves? Maybe in the first half you already you've blown them away, you're already 2 goals up. Coming out in the second half, how do you shape out? A lot of these things. Yes, I want to see a good scoreline and I want to see the team play well, but I also want to see departmental display, talking about individual players. I also want to tactical genius from the coach. So I think this amongst a lot more. I really want to see them. We should have a definition. I think one of the complaints everybody or a lot of persons are having right there, out there, even the layman, people who are not really in-depth into football, they say the Super Eagles do not even have, what we know them for. I think we want to see that, starting with the game on Friday.
All right, okay. All right, we have someone who's joining in, who's going to pitch into the discussion now, and it's our pleasure to have the Super Eagles media officer, Babafemi Raji, join us on the show. Babafemi, it's good to have you join us on the show tonight. I know you had a busy schedule, but you still found out time to speak with us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, good evening to you.
All right, so what updates can you give to us with those system players in camp? Had one training session, I think. And so what are the updates from the camp? Injuries to worry about, or just the feel of the camp?
No injury worries at all. We had a very good training session today. A very interesting one. We just finished dinner. Everyone is getting set. 11 p.m. is bedtime, and once it's bedtime like that, no visitors at all, right there. However, by tomorrow, the team will be taking COVID-19 tests. By tomorrow.
All right.
Yes, by tomorrow from 10:30 p.m. in batches, the team will be taking COVID-19 tests. Tomorrow as well, we expect Apollo Nwachu and Samuel Chukwueze to hit Benin City. Remember, they were present today in Lagos for the event that had to do with the new partnership sealed by the Nigeria Football Federation with GAC Motors. Both guys were there, so we expect them in camp by tomorrow as well. We also expect that tomorrow we will have Osimhen in camp as well.
At this moment, how many players are still being? You've told us about 3 that's going to join tomorrow, but on a whole, how many are still being expected?
Of course, from the list you have, we're still expecting Semi Ajayi. We're still expecting Jamilu Collins to be here. However, today we had Daniel Ape. He trained. Ike Chukwuezenwa. He trained with the team. He was just asked by the coach to come around and everything, but he was with the team earlier today. And a few guys in the media that were there saw him train.
Okay, all right. So maybe by the end of tomorrow, you expect to have a full house?
Definitely. By tomorrow, we're having full-scale training by tomorrow, because tomorrow morning we'll be having just light training, 10:30, from 10:30. Although the COVID-19 tests will be in batches, so that some can be training while others indeed will take their tests. So 10:30, there'll be training by 10:30, and then later on in the evening, there'll be another training at the stadium. The morning training will be in the hotel, while the evening training session will be at the stadium.
Okay. I guess Coach Gernot Rohr will probably be more relaxed now because I think, was it yesterday or a day before, he was worried that the players, because of the travel restrictions, some of them might come late. But I guess now he should be a relieved man.
Definitely. It's quite tough these days traveling. Even the coach himself. Remember when he arrived at Abuja? I was in Abuja too. And it was like, wow, it took him almost 2 days to get to Nigeria because you take a test, and then after taking COVID-19 test, you don't get a straight flight. Start hustling for the next connecting flight. At this stage, it's not about whether you have money for first class or business class. It's about availability of flights and about the restrictions. Some countries you cannot go in there unless, a lot of different health protocols in different COVID-19 protocols in different countries. But the basic thing is everyone wants to stay safe. And that's the same thing that's happening in camp here, that we're trying to ensure that everyone stays safe. Even my colleagues in the media just try to stay safe. I'm happy that today they enjoyed sessions with some of the players, with Ahmed Musa and Trus Ekong. They were also able to talk to the coach. That was after training. Those are the kind of things we try to ensure we let them do, but still within the confines of having to obey simple directive of social distancing, the basic things, because this COVID-19 is real.
Okay.
Very, very real. Very real.
Yeah, I know. God help us. All right, before we let you go, let me just quickly throw this in. Any information about their opponents, their itinerary, where they're coming in, and, anything known so far?
Well, as MO of the Super Eagles, me trying to find out about them would be crossing over to the director of communications or IS role. But I think if that's coming, they would have talked to the protocol team and other units, relevant units in the NFF in that regard. But as of today, I didn't see the Sierra Leoneans. So unless maybe they creep in after our bedtime, that's from 11 p.m. or by tomorrow, let's wait and see if we'll see them in.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Austin Okon-Okpan is with us and probably has maybe a question. Let's see if we can do that. Austin, we have the Super Eagles media officer with us. I don't know. Let me allow you pitch in. Maybe there's something you want to know.
Yeah. Babafemi Raji, it's good to hear you talk. Our first time as the media officer of the Super Eagles. Congratulations on the job. So now that you're with the team, tell me, what do you think about this Super Eagles team? Do you see hunger? Do you see the sort of desire that the fans want from the Super Eagles of Nigeria when you look at this team?
Yeah, I see guys that love the country. At times you see things from a different perspective when you get in. I see guys that love the country, and perhaps, because we have a few that we feel we're not born here, so we assume that I see guys that are really hungry. When Osigwe came on board, and then bro was down like his grandmother or something, boy was born here, he was happy to say that this is his land. I was like, okay. But it means these guys are actually hungry. The way they even trained, the way they try to, in fact, connect with the fans. I'm sure if not for the COVID-19, trust me, these guys wouldn't mind just giving a fist bump to at least virtually all the fans. But I see hunger. I see hunger. So we just pray we pray the God of soccer favors us on match day. At least having done. That's the truth. Having done our own beat in terms of everything being done, we just pray everything favors us.
Okay. That's good to hear. And as we look towards the game on Friday, and you're probably, closer to the players, and you see them in close quarters, and you've alluded to the fact that they love this country. Optimism should be very high from the fans. But looking at all of that, should the fans be looking forward to? I know it's difficult to be asking you that, but you've seen these players. Should the fans be, all things being equal, be expecting victory in that game?
Oh, definitely. There has to be victory because I from the spirit of the players, the way they've trained. If they don't want, nobody comes or starts a journey only for you to back out or back off halfway or midway. And I think that's just the spirit here. The boys have shown enthusiasm. They really want to do it. And that's why they're here in training. And all we just need is the fans to just gather around, rally around, support them, And I also want to appeal to my colleagues in the media. Thanks so much for your support so far. We'll keep trying to, we know these are COVID-19 times, and it's quite difficult to get in. But the few that got in were able to get some content out. We know our industry, we need content real time. And that's why we're trying to do our best, our bit to give content real time about what's happening in the team. You understand? We're trying to just use technology to bridge this gap that COVID has caused, whereby you can't really get that flow. But we will keep getting you updates from the camp. We'll explore every means possible to get updates via the Super Eagles social media handles on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also the special platforms created. We'll get high quality, high definition videos and pictures, and just to ensure these contents keep moving. And one thing we must realize here is, I remember I discussed with someone, I don't think we portray or we promote hard work the way hard work should be promoted. For instance, you're here at night, 9:39 Nigerian time, PM, and you are working. Perhaps people don't know what you've gone through to make the show come like this. Just sit at the back and then enjoy it. You understand? It's the same way with these players. You understand? It takes a high level of discipline for you to be able to do certain things. Imagine I'm in camp and I'm wondering routine all over. You wake up 5, you do this, and then you are back again, the same thing. Imagine having to do it over and over again. You avoid certain food and everything. It could be very tough. That's why I said we must also at least give them that credit. Okay, for this a high level of discipline, then good job.
All right. Well, it is, since we're talking about football, I think it's only fair that we pass the ball around. Kehinde Idris also is here with me in the studio. And probably let me allow him to ask you a question too before we let you go, because I know you have to go back to. So Kehinde, just Babafemi Raji is listening.
Yeah, Babafemi Raji, it's good to have you join the show. My simple question is, Osimhen, there is this talk, Gattuso, Napoli, then Genoro. What's actually the happenings with Osimhen at this time? Is it coming? Is it not coming? Is it confirmed? What is the actual thing?
There is no official communication to that effect, to be honest. If there was, trust us, you would have had that. Perhaps some things happen at certain levels and then we just wait and see the way it pans out. But as we speak, there is no official communication to that effect.
Okay. All right. So that's good to hear. Well, on a lighter note, the Deputy Governor of Edo State had should I call it training, had a workout with the players of the Super Eagles. We've always known him to be somebody who likes football. With Bendel Insurance too, I think he played a couple of games. Whose idea was that? But it's good to see actually. I'm just trying to wrap my head around whose idea was it. But it came out well, I must say.
I don't know. Perhaps he just wanted to have a feel of everything happening. I know usually, like you said, at some point, he was registered by insurance, right? Mm-hmm. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But league. Yeah. So he can. Yeah. So I just felt he just wanted to feel everything. So just a training and very light. Most of the players came in today. So you can imagine the training wouldn't have been as intense. But it was intense, but not as intense. But trust me, the players just came in and then it was just when we were knocking the ball around.
Yeah.
We had press guys there. Everybody was there, seeing it, just having fun the way it was.
All right. And it was good to see. All right, Babafemi Raji, we want to thank you for your time. We're hoping this is going to be the first of many.
Yeah.
Thanks for gracing us with your time. Hopefully we'll get to do this again some other time.
Yeah, thanks. First of many, as long as camp rules are not broken.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
There's always the schedule. We have our itinerary.
Right. I get that. Thanks anyway. All right. So that's Super Eagles media officer, Babafemi Raji, filling us in with all the things happening in the camp of the Super Eagles. I mean, it's touched on all the angles. There's probably nothing much.
Yeah, this is what you got hearing from the horse's mouth. You're hearing from the actual source.
From the horse's mouth.
The mouthpiece has said everything.
I said everything. So. All right, we need to go on a break right about now. When we come back, we talk about the handball Premier League, talk about beach soccer, and spare a thought for what has just happened in England. Join us again. All right, welcome back. Let's see if we can run through all of the things that we have. Austin Okonakman is still with us. Kehinde Idris still with me in the studio. Let's talk about the Handball Premier League. Let's run through the results. Let's see how far we can go. Match day 11 results. I can see smiles on Austin's face. Probably wants to talk about one or two of the things that have happened. TOS Shooters defeating their opponent as Kada Stars, 31 points to 30. Lagos Seasiders defeating Kano Pillars, 30 points to 24. Rima Strikers also defeated Bonu Spiders, 32 points to 27. Then, of course, let's talk about the women. Edo Dynamos defeated Desert Queens, 30 points to 19. Austin, let's talk about the Handball Premier League. Your reaction to the results. Any team surprising you today?
Yeah, Kano Pillars are losing today. The defending champions, they've been on a roll. But then again, it confirms that this season, handball has been competitive. I must say a big shout out to all the teams competing at the Handball League. They've all shown quality, except for former champions, Niger United. Well, Niger United won yesterday, but it was shocking to see Kano Pillars lose. It's a testament that teams are not respecting anybody. They come out there, they give their best, try to win. I told you about Adorable Angels, Division 1 champions. Spoke about them yesterday, coming to the league to do exploits, beating the top teams, defeated respected Imo Grasshoppers yesterday. They are on top of the women's league table at the moment. Whoever thought that a debuting team will come to the league and show that sort of, quality. So for me, I spoke to Samuel Ocheo, and he says, look, for them, they want to take it one step at a time with the league. I love the fact that this is structured. And remember, Yemi, and Kehinde, you can also remember, we said handball is one of those federations where they have actually laid out what they want and they are following it. And this league is a testament. First, they have sustained it. They have a sponsor. They are using it to develop handball in the country because most of our national team players will come from this league. And now the clubs are showing the sort of quality that is needed. That's what a league should be all about. And let's give kudos to the Handball Federation just so they can do much more with the league.
All right. Kehinde, a word or two?
I think the publicity is another thing.
Yeah.
Almost the entire country knows that the handball league is ongoing. So, that alone. This is not football. This is not basketball. This is not athletics. This is handball. And almost everybody can talk about it. Then, my very lovely team, Lagos Seasiders, not because I'm part of Lagos, but it's a Lagos club. And you just have to. So, doing so well. Kano Pillars, everybody is turning up. Like what Austin said, it's just beautiful having everything coming together at this, level.
We also heard that the sports minister visited
You would. It's the biggest thing happening to the country at this time.
At this
Probably
moment.
on Friday, something might
That will
change.
change.
But right now,
currently
handball league
handball.
is the biggest thing.
Okay, all right. So that's it. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Let's quickly move on and talk about beach soccer. And after 3 matches, round 1 has ended. We have a couple of results. I think in Group A, Iliasu Sports on top of that group. Then in Group B, you have Downtown. They're the ones leading. After 3 sets of matches, the pause has been put to the Kebbi beach soccer.
Beach soccer.
But I'm happy we're having all of these
beach
competitions
soccer
here and
league,
there.
a beach soccer competition, not assembling players for the national team plays, or maybe a charity game where you need players to honor it, and then you get players from everywhere. Reason why a player plays on normal turf is one of the biggest beach footballers from Nigeria. Talking about Abu, right there. Probably after all of this, we'll be having proper players. Represent the country when it comes to beach soccer.
When we get players.
Yeah.
All right. This might probably be our final beat on the show. Let's go to England and quickly tell you that Greg Clark has resigned as the chairman of the English Football Association after making a series of controversial statements to lawmakers that provoked outrage today. There were issues. He talked about colored players. The word he used to refer to black players,
yeah.
players of ethnic minorities
minorities,
didn't
yeah.
go down well with the lawmakers. He was talking to the Digital Culture and Media Sports Committee right there in the UK. He also had some comments about, you know, people of a particular sexual orientation. He also talked about people, Asians. Some of those comments, they didn't find it.
I think sometimes some persons can't just help themselves. That was what
Although he
happened.
apologized.
Yes, that
but
is after the
swiftly-
damage.
No, even while making those statements,
Yes,
he apologized.
The damage has been
and a
done.
hour or two.
Even if it's a second after, like he said, the word is already out there. You
But
can't
the
take it
lawmaker
back.
said we accept your apology.
We accept it, but still the hammer must fall one way or the other.
Okay, let's talk to the man who is
Right
in the
there.
United Kingdom.
Probably is
who's-
close to Clark
Maybe
now.
you're close to Clark. We don't know. But also, how did it all go down today?
Shameful, Yemi. Clark made unguided, uncouth, I can describe it as that, comments. And particularly at a time when the world is, anything about color is delicate.
Very
Even
sensitive.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
You know, Joe Biden said it that in America, they're going to fight systemic racism. And, you know, we've said it a lot on the show that it exists and it has eaten into our fabric. So you make an unguided comment and you apologize. The lawmakers knew that, the public, and whether or not people as public opinion matters, particularly when you're a public person. So you say those sort of comments, and then right away, he gave himself the judgment. So it's good he's doing the right thing by resigning, because they're still investigating it, and it's not going to end with this resignation.
All right, let me just quickly read a statement from the FA. We can confirm that Greg Clark has stepped down from his role as our chairman. That's what the FA said. We would like to reaffirm that as an organization, we're absolutely committed to doing everything we can to promote diversity, address inequality, and tackle all forms of discrimination in the game. Probably means even the FA did not agree with some of the things he said.
Of course. He wasn't thinking, you know, particularly that these are the times where everybody needs to, you know, stand up for what is right. We want to kick racism out of not just football, but sports in general. Yeah. We have said Black Lives Matters. So it's not just football that he offended. He offended a community. He offended everyone that has come out to fight for black. In fact, he can't even look at Lewis Hamilton right now. You know,
so he can't. Or Rashford or Sterling.
You know, so no. Even talking about it, I'm trying not to use words that
I know.
that shouldn't be said on TV. He was unguided. He missed his steps, and I hope he changes for good.
Okay, I hope so. I hope so too. Austin, I want to thank you for your time on the show tonight. It was really nice having you, you know, giving us your thoughts on all of the issues in the amazing world of sports.
Always a delight, Yemi. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
All right, thank you. And all right, so that's it on the show today. Let me just quickly thank Kehinde for being here as well. Kehinde, I want to thank you.
It's good. It's always good to be here.
Always fun having you.
Like I said, the Nitro is back.
Okay, it's back to full effect. Yeah. All right, so that's a wrap on the show today. We do hope that you enjoyed everything. We're back here again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.